My mother-in-law called my husband's ex the daughter she never had. I gave her an ultimatum. And if you told me 2 years ago that I'd be saying that, I would have laughed. Because when I married Ethan, I thought I was getting a sweet, slightly awkward husband and a perfectly normal, if a little overbearing, mother-in-law. I had no idea I was signing up for a never-ending family drama starring his ex-girlfriend. Ethan is the kindest man I've ever met. He's an engineer, quiet and thoughtful, with a smile that could melt glaciers. We met at a coffee shop, bonded over a shared love for obscure indie bands, and fell in love quickly, easily. Our relationship was a calm harbor after years of choppy waters for both of us. He was everything I never knew I needed. His mother, Janet, on the other hand, was a force of nature. She's a whirlwind of opinions, unsolicited advice, and a fierce, almost suffocating, love for her son. When Ethan told her he was engaged, she was ecstatic. For about a week. Then the Hannah comments started. Hannah was Ethan's college girlfriend. They dated for 3 years, and by all accounts, she was a lovely person. But they broke up amicably, years before I even met Ethan. So, when Janet started dropping her name into every conversation, it felt odd. Oh, Hannah would have loved this wedding dress, she'd say, holding up a picture of a gown I'd just tried on. Or, Hannah always said Ethan looked so handsome in a tuxedo. I'd just smile and nod, trying to be the polite, understanding fiancé. I figured it was just a mother's nostalgia, a harmless quirk. Everyone has an awkward mother-in-law phase, right? I was determined to be the bigger person, to show her I was worthy of her son. The comments escalated. When we were picking out our wedding cake, Janet sighed dramatically. Hannah always loved red velvet. She had such exquisite taste. I chose vanilla bean. During our wedding planning, it felt like Hannah was an invisible guest, a ghost hovering over every decision. Janet would compare my choices to what Hannah would have done, or what Hannah always dreamed of. Ethan, bless his heart, would try to intervene. Mom, Sophie's choices are her own. Hannah isn't part of this. But Janet would just wave him off with a dismissive hand. Oh, you know what I mean, dear. Just reminiscing. I tried to talk to Ethan about it. Does your mom really like Hannah that much? He'd sigh. Mom just gets attached. Hannah was around for a long time. She'll get over it. I wanted to believe him. I really did. Our wedding day was beautiful. Despite the underlying tension, Janet managed to get through the ceremony without mentioning Hannah, a small miracle in itself. I walked down the aisle, saw Ethan's beaming face, and felt like I was finally stepping into my own happy ending. I pushed all the Hannah comments to the back of my mind, convinced that once I was officially his wife, Janet would finally accept me. I was wrong. The first family dinner after the wedding was supposed to be a celebration. Ethan and I had just returned from our honeymoon, still basking in that newlywed glow. We hosted it at our new home, a cozy little place we'd poured our hearts into decorating. I spent all day cooking, setting the table with our new wedding china, excited to finally feel like the true matriarch of our little family unit. The doorbell rang. Ethan went to answer it, expecting his parents and his sister. But when he opened the door, his face went slack. And there stood Hannah. She was holding a casserole dish, a bright, confident smile on her face, looking perfectly at home. Janet, who was right behind her, clapped her hands together, beaming. Surprise! I invited Hannah. She's practically family, you know.